Fine. All right. He's okay. All right, so welcome to our talk, How We Learned Security from Steve. I've brought my crew along with me, as you can see. So today we're going to talk about how we learn security from somebody. And as being a parent, a lot of times your kids don't want to listen to you. And being a parent in information security, I want to pass on what I've learned in security. But a lot of times it's hard for them to listen and react to what I say, right, micronomad? What? See, exactly what I was talking about, right? So finding somebody who could connect with the kids and still impart security was really important for us. So just to introduce who we are, I'm Ghost Nomad. As you can see, I'm a father, but I'm a father of 4, not 3. So our youngest one is at home at ballet right now. And yeah, no, she's at home doing ballet right now. She's not quite ready to come up and speak with us, but soon enough. So, as I said, I'm a father. I'm an information security professional. I like to cook. I like to do all sorts of fun things, gaming, carpentry, everything else. So, and I really like to do stuff with my kids. So I'd like to introduce Ghostnomad Jr.
Hi, I'm Ghostnomad Jr., and I'm a 6th grader. I'm also second degree black belt in Taekwondo. I also play the saxophone, and I used to play the piano. And I like to game with my dad and my brothers.
And an interesting thing about Ghost Nomad Jr. is in about 2-3 weeks, he's going to be going to the state science fair. His project's on hydro versus solar panels. So he definitely likes the science aspect and making it fun. And also, as he said, he is a second-degree black belt. So if you need any physical security questions, direct them to him because he definitely knows what he's talking about. Next is Knuckles.
Hi, I'm Knuckles. I play soccer. I play the guitar. I'm in 3rd grade. And
You like gaming too?
yes, I like gaming.
Yeah. He's definitely a gamer. And the interesting thing about Knuckles here, I talked about physical security from the aspect of being a black belt. In soccer, when Knuckles is on defense, they call him the brick wall because when anybody runs into him, they fall down and they never try to go around him again. So he's Knuckles and he's the brick wall. Finally, we have micronomad here. You'd like to introduce yourself?
I am micronomad.
What grade are you in?
First
1st grade.
1st grade.
Do you like to do any activities?
I like to play soccer, and I used to do basketball.
Basketball. And do you like anything else to do outside?
I like
besides
ride
soccer?
my bike and jump on the trampoline.
Yeah. He definitely likes to ride his bike and jump on the trampoline. Now, he may be a micro nomad, but what he makes up in that is he's silly. He's like our silly consultant in the family. And also, that face of his there, he's a perfect social engineer. So you better watch out because by the time you leave the room, you may not have everything you came in with. So you got to watch out for him. So that's the 4 nomads. And now what we want to do is we want to tell you how we met Steve. So I can't take credit here on how we met Steve. My kids introduced me to Steve. Of course, as a good parent, I said, well, you can't really talk to Steve too much without, your parents getting to know him first. But when I met Steve, I realized that he was a really, really interesting guy. He could really connect with the kids. And he just had a lot of knowledge. And a lot of the knowledge that he passed on wasn't directly like, hey, this is security, so you should do this. There was a lot of roundabout lessons that we had. So, Ghost Nomad Jr., can you kind of give us your first impressions?
So when I met Steve, he was a really great guy. He taught security in a fun way that really got me, pulled into it. And he taught me how to, build up my defense to protect against things that could harm me on the internet or anywhere, and to help me with security.
Yeah, and that's coming from someone who focuses on physical security a lot. Knuckles, is there anything interesting about Steve that you want to say?
Well, I think he's a really nice guy. He taught me how to survive.
Yeah.
He really understands us.
Does he? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and Micronomad, is there anything about Steve that jumps out at you?
I don't really think so.
No? Yeah, but you learned a lot from him, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And you didn't realize what you were learning from him. And so it's always great when you can find that person. Like I said before, as a parent, your kids don't always want to listen to you. So it's great to find that person that can give your kids those lessons that you try to impart on them every day. So without further ado, we want to introduce you guys to the security guru, Steve, because when you see him, you will just be floored of how intelligent this guy is. Go ahead, Ghost Nomad Jr. And there's Steve. So how many of you play Minecraft? Right, good amount of you. How many people have heard of Minecraft? Okay, so for people who haven't played it or haven't even heard of Minecraft, Minecraft is a sandbox game that you can go out and you can build things. And Steve is your default character when you log in. Now you can change that around, right?
Yeah.
Customize it. But Minecraft is a very interesting game because, we may say, well, I was a gamer growing up, so my kids can be a gamer. That's not a big deal. But a lot of people complain about video games and your kids don't learn a lot from them. But in actuality, as we go through this talk, you'll see that a lot of things that the game offers can do a lot with real life, and especially security, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely.
Is there anything you want to add about Steve, now that everybody knows that it's Minecraft?
Yeah, sure. So, at first I didn't have any idea that I was learning about security. But, over time, I started to realize how much about security I was learning through a video game.
Right.
And it was something I enjoyed because I love playing video games. And, I really wanted to get Minecraft. So, when I started to play it and I learned about this, it made it even better.
Yeah. And why did you get involved with Minecraft?
Well, I started watching Ghost Nomad at first, and
Junior?
Yeah, Ghost Nomad Jr. And I thought it was kind of fun. It looked kind of fun, so I wanted Minecraft. So on my birthday, I got a computer, and it already had Minecraft downloaded on it.
Right. And Micronomad, how did you get involved in Minecraft?
I watched my brothers play it.
Yeah. And did you play it on a computer, or how did you play it?
I played it on Knuckles' computer.
Yeah. And any other way?
I don't really think so.
So he played it on the iPad and tablet, and my daughter, who's not here, also really likes it. She's 5. So from my 6th grader down to my 5-year-old, all my kids just absolutely loved Minecraft. It was a way they could play together, and they got each other interested, and they helped each other out. And at the same time, they did the same things in the game that they would do to each other in real life. So there was a lot of bickering and arguing at times in the game as well as in real life. So what we want to do now is we're going to pick Steve's brain. We want to go through these lessons of Steve, the things that we learned, and then how that related into real life and security. Because in actuality, a lot of these things, there's a one-for-one direct connection that you don't make until you actually think about it. So first is basic survival. So Micronomad, what's the first thing you do in Minecraft?
Find a tree and use the wood to build a house.
You build a house. So why would you build a house?
Because there's monsters.
There's monsters, right? So if you've played Minecraft, you know in your first day, right, because there's day and night, you want to build a house. So you go out and you punch a tree, and you get a resource, the wood, and you build a house. What kind of monsters are there? What are they called?
Zombies.
Zombies, right? What else?
There's the infamous creeper.
The creeper. What else?
The dangerous skeleton.
Dangerous skeleton, and then there's spiders, right? Yeah. So can you tell me about what spiders are like? Anyone?
I will.
Okay.
So, when it becomes night and a spider, comes into the world, it's going to attack you. It's going to try to destroy you, and it can climb over like walls and things. So you have to watch out for it. But when it becomes daytime, they still stay around for a while. So, but during the day, they don't attack you. So it can be like a two-faced, person. It's someone who's trying to destroy like a firewall or something. During the night, they're trying to get you, while in the morning you don't know. You think that they're okay and peaceful, and you can trust them.
Right. Yeah, so that's the person who in their day job they do the right thing and they're fixing things and they're keeping people out, but at night they go home and they're in your network, they're trying to get your stuff, right? So they're dangerous sometimes, but they can appear innocent at other. But if you attack a spider during the day, they'll attack you back, right?
Right.
Same type of thing. If you attack that person during the day, if you figure out who they are, that they're hiding, then they'll obviously come after you. Skeletons, those seem pretty harmless, right? I mean, not too bad?
Well, actually, they're pretty dangerous. They're pretty dangerous because they have bows and they can shoot you from a long range when you're running at them.
So they're pretty good marksmen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're like snipers. So they might appear harmless, but they can really pack a punch if you're not paying attention to them, right? What do creepers do?
Creepers blow up like some holes and all that stuff.
Yeah. Can they do damage to you?
Yes. They take a lot of damage.
They do a lot of damage, right? So these guys are out there. They look harmless, this little green thing crawling around. You walk up to it. But what's the sound you hear just before it ends? Right? So as soon as you hear that sound, if you're not paying attention and you hear that sound, you're done for. And a lot of times that can relate to security. You think you're doing okay. All of a sudden the alarms are going off and you're done. Someone's owned you. I mean, it's history. The damage has been done. Bye-bye. So you got those skeletons who appear harmless but can hit you from a distance. You got the two-faced spiders that during the day they look innocent, may even do what you do, but at night they come after you. And then you've got that deadly creeper who, once you know he's already there, you're done for. It's too late. Of course, zombies, we all know about zombies. They're just kind of slow and just, do whatever they do. So they're not too dangerous, but they can hurt you, right? Mm-hmm. Are there any other types of things that can do damage that may seem innocent?
Well, there's another mob in Minecraft called the Enderman. And at first, he seems harmless, and until you anger him, which is looking at him, he starts to take away blocks from certain places. So if you have a nice wood house, if you anger him, you might say, wait, wasn't there a block here? And then he's taken it. So he's kind of a hit and run almost kind of guy who's kind of just, one by one piece, taking away your defense.
Right. And he seems harmless because sometimes he carries a rose. So you think, that guy's nice. I'll walk up to him and say hi. When you do that, you've made him mad. And in some of the new updates, now there's a sound that let you know he's mad. And he just keeps jumping around and after you, right? So again, you could have that security professional who has been doing the right thing, isn't the guy at night who's hacking into systems, but you come up to him, and he's not a social guy, and now you've made him mad, and you're done for. So there's a lot of different things. So under basic survival, you need that house to protect yourself from those things that are out there. Usually they come out at night, right? What else would be a basic thing that you would need in Minecraft?
Food.
Food.
Animals.
Animals, yeah, so animals act as food.
And materials.
Right, so you need, just like in real life, you've got your basic needs. You have food and shelter. And in Minecraft, you gotta get your food and shelter first before you can do anything else. And what's funny is that, we think about that every day. Those are our basic needs. But it's kind of a life lesson when your kids can go out and say, to start something out, I need my basic needs met before I can do anything else. So they're learning that basic needs. They're learning that security of, there's bad things out there in the world and I need to protect myself against them, just through the basic needs of Minecraft. So you've met your basic needs in Minecraft, right? You've met your basic needs in life as a security professional, as a parent, as a mentor, whatever. Now you really want to expand those things. So what would be some of the expansions you could do?
Well, there's many expansions that you can do. You could, make a fence around your house so that, they have to go through something else to get to you. Right. Or you can even, do something simple as adding a window. Because, that person who's, trying to, break into your house and like steal things and stuff like that, could be hiding right around the corner. But if, you have no way to see them, they could get in there and, do harm to you.
So you're going to build it out. You're going to make your house more comfortable. That's okay. You're going to make your house more comfortable. You're going to make it so that you put a bigger perimeter around yourself. Like you said before, there's food. You've gathered food. You start eating it. Does it go away? What do you do then?
Well, then you have to go and find seeds and all of that to recreate. If you made bread, you need to plant the seeds to make wheat.
Okay.
And if you made like a cake, you need chickens and cows and wheat and all that.
So you can't go out and just punch a cow to get steak.
No.
You got to save some of them so that you can make stuff, right? And chickens produce eggs.
Yeah.
So you don't want to take out all your chickens. So you're basically telling me we need to build a farm.
Yes.
Right? So after you've done your initial, here's all the resources I need to start, now you're going to build out. You're going to build out your house, put in nice windows, get all those comforts of life, right? Right? So in security, as a security professional, you start out with your basic building blocks in security. You put in your firewall, you put in those things to detect things in your networks, and then as you get more comfortable, as you're able to feel like you're secure, get that basic needs met, then you start building out. You start adding things to add layers of security. You want to make it more comfortable for people so that they don't have to log into 15 different systems. Maybe you just give them a single sign-on ability and then they can just do it once and they have it all, right? So you expand out from those basic needs to a little more lavish, things that make life more comfortable. So after we do that, we kind of get bored, don't we?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it can get lonely or sometimes even scary, when you're all alone. Like, even if you have your nice house with a fence, the creeper can still come up and get you. There's nothing that's going to prevent that, perfectly fine. There's always going to be someone out there who's trying to get you. But, if you have a trustworthy friend who can help you, build twice as fast or get twice as many resources, it's much more comfortable and more, almost luxury to have, a bigger house even. It's much easier.
So how do you do that in the game?
Well, Minecraft allows you to create like a server to play with friends. So, you can have as many people as you want, join a certain server to come and play Minecraft with you.
So you add people to help you in your journey, but are people always nice? No. Right? Dave, well, yeah, if I met Dave in a dark alley on Minecraft, I would probably run too. No offense, Dave. but is everybody nice?
No.
So what's an experience you had?
Well, I was playing on a server where there was this mod called Factions, and I joined one with this one guy that I didn't know, and someone had taken over our base, so we needed to move somewhere else, and I had been working on a really nice home underground for a long time. And then I told him, why don't we use my house as our base? So I brought him to my house and we made that our faction base. And then the next day when I logged on, all my stuff was gone.
Yeah, so we added trust into people that we didn't know because they seemed like they wanted to help us, and they took everything we had. I mean, how many times does that happen, right? I mean, we talked about micronomad being a social engineer, and you better protect your stuff before you walk out of the room because he might get it. Same thing, right? So Knuckles trusted somebody. He was building up a place to live. He invited him into his home. And when he woke up the next day and logged into Minecraft, all the stuff he had gathered was gone. And he even destroyed your house, didn't he?
No, he left all the stuff there. He just took everything inside my chest.
Right, but he had built underground because a previous house had gotten destroyed or griefed, as they say it in the game. So we've added people because we're lonely and we need people to help us protect. but then those people that we invite in take our stuff. So playing nice with others, how do we do that? In the game, what's some ways that we can protect ourselves from the people that we don't know? You wanna?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's plenty of things you can do. You can, use more elaborate like traps and things to hide certain items, like where you have like a safe underground. Maybe, it's accessible, but there could be pressure plates right in front of it. And when you step on it, you fall through a big hole.
A sword.
His solution is always a sword. What's another way that we can protect our stuff?
Well, you could put a painting over a door that's open, and then you could walk behind it and put your secret chest back there.
Gotcha. So we can build traps to catch people in. We can bury our chest, right? Hide it in a secret room or put it underground like the old pirates used to do. So we obscure where our good stuff is. We hide our crown jewels, but we can't really protect them, can we? Because what could happen if somebody starts digging under your house? What would they find?
Maybe they would find the secret chest.
Right. So the blocks, you hide your stuff, but somebody just digs right there and boom, they've got your stuff. So it's still not quite secure, right? So in reality, that's what we call security through obscurity, right? We try to mask ourselves behind things and say, oh, don't look over here, nothing to see. We try to divert people's attention from where the real threat is, but we don't have anything there to protect it, and that's why we're obscuring what we have in security, right? So, what's that?
When they're mine, they can find the chest.
When they can find the chest, right? So they can dig around, and just like you learn up in the lockpick village, right? So there's no locks on doors per se.
No, not really.
Unless you build a more advanced.
You could do more advanced things to, make a locking mechanism, but someone can still, break through it.
Right.
Like, you can have the most elaborate lock with the hardest door to, pick, but if you have a big window right next to the door, someone can throw a brick through it and walk right through.
Right, and so Minecraft, it's the same thing. You can have these doors that only you can open because you know the special sequence of buttons to push, but somebody can just break down the wall that's right next to the door and still get into your house. So, basic Minecraft doesn't afford a lot of security, does it?
I got it.
So that's where we go into building in security, right?
Right.
So what are ways you can build in security in this world that doesn't offer a lot?
Get wood. And build a house.
Get a sword.
Yeah. Well, vanilla Minecraft, the plain Minecraft, of course it's hard to build things like that. I mean, with the whole mechanism door and hiding your chest. But, you can always mod Minecraft to do certain things. And so, there's a thing where you can add something onto your Minecraft server to install plugins and mods to help with it. And some of the plugins are like, where you can build a town, and unless you're in the town, you can't break anything. Or you can lock a chest with a sign.
Right. Yes, Knuckles.
Or you could use another mod called Honey Bucket.
What does that do?
When someone tries to break a block that an owner or something on a server put down, it will automatically say, so-and-so has broke this block, and then it kicks them right off the server.
Okay, so there's ways that, we have our basic needs that we can build up with, but it's not quite enough. So now we go outside of the game and add things to the game, those game changers, if you will, to help make it more secure, right? And so, again, in security, we're always looking for those tools that'll help us do what we need them to do, but they don't quite take it to the full effect. So then we have to add stuff to it. We have to mod it. We have to add our own code to a system we purchased, or add more defenses on our perimeter to protect things that are inside. He mentioned Honey Bucket, and in real life there's honey pots that detect when people are there and knock them out of your system. There's a lot of relationship to, again, how we secure ourselves in the game and how we secure ourselves as security professionals or even real life. We may build a house and put that lock on the door, but do we leave our valuables just sitting out on the counter? No, we take our jewelry and we put it in a safe somewhere that's in the house. A jewelry box or a safe, or you take all those things that are precious to you, and you don't just leave them out. You add things, you add more security to it. And if you don't have it within the house itself, you modify the house. You add it. Some people go out and build safe rooms because they physically don't feel secure. So there's a lot of things you can do in real life that mimic this, adding these modifications to Minecraft. And so that helps us build in security. But there's another aspect to the game that's building with logic, right?
Right. So the game adds a whole logic section to the game. They have something called redstone that can allow you to build really advanced things. Like for the locking door, it requires some time and effort to put into it, but the outcome of it can be pretty cool when you can have a door that has a button that can open it, but from the inside, if you pull a lever, you can't use the button. Or you can build other things that can change things in the game that weren't there in the first place.
So what's something you've built with redstone?
Well, I have built something called a T flip-flop. And what they do is that you can use a button to act just as a lever, because a lever can open stuff up, and then on the other side you use another lever to close it. But with buttons, it opens it up for a short amount of time and then closes it. But with the T flip-flop, you can use it just like a lever.
So in reality, what we've got is this redstone is kind of like circuitry, right? And this thing that Knuckles is describing here, this T flip-flop, is like, you have a basement light, and you have a light switch upstairs, and you have a light switch downstairs. You want to be able to flip the light on and off from either place. In Minecraft, there's two things that allow you to switch things on and off, and one of them retains its state. So whether you have one lever, two lever, three levers, if one of them's on, it always stays on, which is a basic logic thing in life, right? It's the and, or, XOR gates, those types of things. The logic that we talk about, it's built into the game itself. So what the T flip-flop does is it takes a button, which only retains its state for a short period of time, and adds memory to it.
Yes.
And we build elaborate locking systems. Is there something else that you can build with redstone?
You can build a roller coaster.
A roller coaster, right?
With a minecart.
You can build a door with a secret pin number with buttons.
You could also have it so that if somebody tries to open your door by the button next to the door, they fall into lava, right?
Yes.
Right? So you can build traps. So there's a lot of cool stuff. And when my kids first started playing Minecraft, right, there was the building thing, that's cool. That's going to create creativity in them and inspire things. And yeah, they're learning a lot of security things that they don't even realize they are until I bring it up to them. But then you add on the logic part. And that's what I thought was really cool about what they were picking up in the game, was that, here they have this thing that acts like circuitry, and they're building things that I'm not even helping them with, and it translates to things in real life. So, right, so the building with logic was really cool, and at the same time, it not only is teaching them logic, but it's teaching them the skills they'll need to make good decisions when it comes to security. So if they know that there's things that they need to protect themselves against, and so they make this trap, right? They know that in reality, not everybody can be trusted. Not everything is secure as it seems, so we have to build these things on to make sure that we're being more secure. Is there anything else you want to? Yeah.
A sword.
Sword. It's always a sword with him. That's always the solution. Go ahead. So we've built this elaborate system. We've started playing with others. We've started protecting ourselves. We've added advanced things that we can do. Now we're going to go out in the world and explore, right? Because you don't just want to sit in your house. Who wants to? Well, some geeks might. Sometimes I like to do that more than others. But we do want to go out and explore the real world. And so, what would you take with you?
Oh, well, tools are always nice to have, like a pickaxe, even, because if you need to get somewhere, it's always good to have something that can break it faster, because you can punch something with your hand, but you're not going to get anything out of it. Or, you could bring food because you don't want to starve while you're exploring.
Yeah. What would you bring?
A sword.
A sword, always a sword. That's good. Why would you bring a sword?
In case any mobs try to come and destroy you.
Right, so you've got tools.
Or like if you're trying to get a pig.
Pig. So bacon, that's right. So you've got your tools to help bring back resources. You've got your food so you don't starve. You've got a sword, as always, to not only protect yourself, but to gather food when it comes from animals. What else would you bring?
You would also bring armor, such as a helmet, a chest plate, leggings, and boots.
Okay. So now we've got armor. So not only do you have a sword to protect yourself, now you have armor, which is like your mobile security strategy, right? You've got to protect yourself while you're on the move. You don't just protect your house, you protect those things that go with you. What else?
A shovel and an axe.
That's tools, right? And food, right? Yeah. So you've got these basic needs. What else? Is there anything else that you would take in case you're just stuck out there?
A good thing to always take is, a few extra building blocks just to build a little structure in case, night's coming and you can't get back home. And, it can get pretty dark out in the night, and if you don't have a source of light near you, it's always good to have a stack of torches or something to help kind of light up something. Or if you were exploring a cave, it gets pretty dark once you, start going down farther. So it's always good to bring a source of light to help you.
So we've got, do you want to say something else?
Yeah. You would also want to bring a bed, because if it's nighttime and you just found like tons of diamonds and all this good stuff, and you're walking outside and then a zombie would try to kill you, you'd be like, and I have to wait like 20 minutes.
So
Or
that
if-
helps you sleep to bring the day, right?
Yes.
So we've got your building blocks, your tools, your mobile security strategy, food to keep you going, a place to sleep. I mean, really, that sounds like emergency preparedness, right? I mean, don't just go out in the world and say, oh, hey, I'm out here now, what do I do? So it's funny because, the game is teaching you those things that you would normally think of when you leave the house. Do I have my keys? Do I have my lunch? Do I have everything I need to go throughout my day? It's all built into the game. Let's take your but the thing is that it's not just the stuff you take with you, right? I mean, in order to build more advanced things, do you need other things in your tool set?
To build like basic things, like to build, some sticks or something, you don't really need very much. But when you start building more advanced things, like, pistons to help you create cool logic things or redstone contraptions, you need somewhere to kind of, build it. And you can do that with a crafting table, which is, fairly simple to make. But, it's just crucial to, survival, definitely, because you can't make a pickaxe just, in your pocket or something like that. You have to make it somewhere where, you can concentrate and piece it all together to make something important.
Right. Is there anything else that you need in your tool set?
Yes, you would also want to get a furnace.
What does a furnace do?
You can smelt stuff like raw pork or raw chicken, all that stuff, and then you can smelt logs to make charcoal instead of using coal for your torches.
Right. So yes, what would you?
A sword.
A sword, yes, always a sword. Okay, so we need something to build more advanced things on. So we have to make a tool to do that. We need something to make it so our food isn't dangerous to eat, right? Because again, that's something built into the logic. If there's certain things you eat in the game that aren't cooked, you get sick. You don't heal as fast. You may even lose some stuff, and you can starve in the game. So, and then obviously you can take and make more advanced things out of stones, make them prettier and things like that. So again, we start with our basic tool set, and then we get a little more advanced with our tool set, and then we need those things to build other tool sets. But that's just like real life and also in information security, where we start with our basics. There's a sword. But you can't just take those things in your hand and build more. You need other advanced tools. And so as an information security professional is going to go out and find those basic tools, and then they're going to build on those tools. Then they're going to find advanced tools that let them build more advanced tools. So again, there's a lot of parallels into what you would need, not just to be prepared to go out into the world in the game, but also in how to build more advanced things. Sure. All right. So we've gone through a lot of the game. If you've played the game, a lot of that's probably familiar to you. You probably recognize that we have skipped a lot of things. And if you haven't played the game, hopefully you're not like, well, that sounds boring, because I probably haven't done it justice. It's really an interesting game, and also has a lot of life lessons. But the reality is, there's real life and there's Minecraft, and they intersect. And so hopefully throughout this talk, we've done that. What I want to expand on isn't just the security aspects or the logic aspects. There's one other thing that I've learned from watching my kids play Minecraft and playing it with them. And that's the reality of giving them life lessons that they can use for skills in the real world. So we talked about Minecraft multiplayer, which requires a server. And so the kids go out and they find, here's the server on the internet I can play on. They learned how to type in an IP address or another address, and they use that. But then it's, I want to play with just my friends because I don't trust these other guys. We talked about the trust factor. So then they say, what do you say when you want to do that?
I want to create my own server to, have my friends be able to come on something and to, avoid people from destroying cool things that I build.
Right. So can you build your own server?
Well, yes, you can. Minecraft allows you on their website to download a server, but I wanted to do more than just have a basic server. I went, beyond that and found something where I could install certain things to make the server even more fun.
Right. So what we did was we went out and we installed a VirtualBox on their laptops so that they could run a Linux server on their laptops and run their own Minecraft. And then we taught them how to get their own IP to share with their friends. But then you take the more advanced Minecraft that you can modify, and you can add different mods to it so that it can do those security things that we talked about. And so now we've added not only going out on the internet and finding, what's the best mod to use to keep your things secure, like how do I build a town so that when somebody comes into my town, if they're not trusted, they can't do anything. Or the honey bucket thing, how can I kick people off automatically? Another aspect is whitelisting, right?
Right.
So you can learn how to keep people away from your server by only giving the people's IDs that you want on. Again, another real life technique. And so now they're running servers on their laptops. They're downloading mods. They're modifying property files, to get more control over the game. They're creating, one of the things that you did was a spell mod, so you could do magic spells on it, and then you created your own magic, right?
Right. So, what it was default was, there's this fire spell, and what it would do is, when it shoot the ground, it creates fire. But the fire would keep spreading, and basically just eventually just burn everything I had. Or some spells that would just blow up things. And I really wanted to make it so you could, use those spells, because, who doesn't want to shoot a fireball at someone's face? But, still be able to, make sure that the server was secure. So I went into the config for the server, and I, fixed things like, don't do explosion. And I figured out how to make really cool spells, including, my own spells. Spells that can, make everyone, 50 blocks away from me start flying up to the sky and then fall.
Okay. So more control, yes, micronomad.
Wait, what?
So we wanted more controls right? And so in playing the game, they came to me and said, hey, I want to learn how to run a server. I want to learn how to install things on the server. So now you know what sudo is, right?
Right.
You know how to edit configuration files on a Unix box, right?
Yes.
You know how to find the right mod,
Yes.
right? You know how to tweak the mods so that your friends can play.
Yes. And I even taught you how to change the names of stuff in the files.
Right. So you can modify what things are called in the game by going in the configuration files. So what started as I want to play a game, Dad, became, hey, how do I run my own server? How do I log into it? How do I make modifications? So it goes just beyond security. It goes just beyond a game of Minecraft. It becomes a real-life skill that my kids have learned, not because I said, hey, sit down and here's some Unix commands you can run, and here's how you can build a box. It's they wanted to do it with their friends, so they came to me and said, help me learn this so I can do it. So it really created an environment where I didn't have to say, well, here's what you do. It was they came to me and said, how do I do it? And then they continue to do it and learn more beyond, to the point where I go and sit down with them. I'm like, oh, how'd you do this? Oh, well, I changed this, and I went into this config file, and I changed this, and did all this crazy stuff. So there's a lot of real life, not just security that Steve's taught us, but it's made learning how to do some of these real life activities fun that are outside the game. Right? You guys want to add anything else? No? Yes?
I love to play Minecraft.
Loves to play Minecraft.
The sword is awesome.
The sword is awesome. Yes, one more?
The sword of life.
All right. So, with that, as Steve would say, do you have any questions?
Anyone?
Yes, Dave.
So I have a copy of it on my iPad.
Mhm.
Do you know, how does that compare to the PC version?
There are much more things in the PC version than the iPad version, because you can actually download mods in it. Yeah, you can't connect to the computer version, as micronomad said. Like, in it, you can't mine out redstone, it just disappears. Since I haven't made anything called redstone dust in it yet. And lots of other stuff.
So, I mean, the PC version was their main one, so they've done a lot more to that one. And because, it can hold more space on like a computer, you can have almost infinite worlds. Well, the little Pocket Edition, you can see where it cuts off the world in areas. So, yeah. But, I mean, the Pocket Edition can still be great for, building things and stuff like that, because they have almost all the blocks. Because, like, recently they added quartz blocks, and that came out before it even became on the computer. So, they have some new things on there.
Right. So the what's great about the Pocket Edition version that you're talking about is that you can connect, if you're on a wireless network, you can connect the devices together to play like a little multiplayer server, but you can't connect out to a real PC server. But you get all the building and things like that, just not some of the advanced stuff.
So you can do a LAN party for everyone
Yep.
has tablets.
Yep. Yeah, and you can do that with PCs too. You can share on a LAN. So it's just a little bit different. Not as advanced.
Maybe I'll have to go get a copy.
But it's fun.
You can have a beach party on Minecraft.
Well, for the tablet, I think it's around 6 or 7, and then for the full, it's like 25 something. But the server's free. So. Yes, there is a Pi edition. That's right. They just came out with that. We got a Raspberry Pi, a month ago?
We had to buy Raspberry Pi because we heard about Pi Edition.
Yeah. So we did. We ran it, and it's what's cool about the Pi edition is that you can actually go to a terminal and manipulate the game from the terminal while you're playing the game. So we haven't played too much with it, but yeah, there is Pi edition. There's also an Xbox version.
Also on the Pi Edition, they use my keyboard and my mouse.
Yeah.
I guess it seems like it would be preferred
Yeah.
Is there anything we haven't really looked at anything else? We've been playing a lot of Minecraft. It can, just like any other game, it can consume you. And because there's really no end to Minecraft, you just keep going. Yes.
The only end is at the end.
There's a place called The End. But did you want to say something, Micronomad? Or are you just stretching? Yeah. So I definitely prefer learning in games. I think I grew up on playing games. I call myself the original gamer of the family because I was the only one playing games before my wife and stuff, and she doesn't really care for them. But I think that's definitely a preferable way, especially if as a kid you can pick something up and then down your road you say, oh, wait a minute. I know that. It's just something intuitive as opposed to sitting down with a book trying to teach somebody. But from future games, if something comes along, I know that the creator of Minecraft's working on something else. There's probably a ton of other things that I don't know about just because we are so consumed with one. I know that tablet-wise, I've played a game that's a strategy game, like Knights type of thing. And I found that very interesting from the security perspective of how can I take different attack scenarios and defense scenarios and equate that to what I would do in a real world life. And I can test these things out without hurting anybody or breaking any systems. So there are games like that, definitely those strategy games, but we're pretty focused on one. Yes?
I'm assuming ghostnomadjr was the first to play Minecraft?
Yes.
Did you discover it on your own?
Well, probably a year before I got the game. I'd heard about it before, but before then, even just like online, just seeing little like ads for it sometimes. But I mean, the game never appealed to me back then because they still had so much to add. Like really, the only way to survive back then was to build a makeshift shelter, run around, kill animals, go to another area, kill more animals, because you couldn't farm or anything. But then it was about last year when my friends started talking about it a lot, and I started watching videos on it, and I'm like, whoa, this is a lot cooler than it was back then. So then I decided to buy it.
So you played it for about a year.
Yes.
Yeah, he's been on it for about a year, and yeah, definitely he was like, that doesn't look fun at all. And when he started playing it, I was like, yeah, you build with blocks, okay. And then when he started showing me some of the stuff, and there's an even more advanced version of Minecraft called Tekkit, where it has all these extreme systems. Now to run it's a monster on RAM, so you have to have a really big server to even run it for one person. But there's they can tell you, I've never really played it, I didn't get into it, but you can do some major industrial things like building plants that produce items and move them from here to there. And they're adding some of that stuff to the basic Minecraft where you can move stuff from smelting over to a chest. But Tekkit's a much more extreme version of that. So yeah, but he was bored at first and then he's like, oh.
Doesn't Notacon run a Minecraft server?
Yes. Froggy does have a server, and it's whitelist. Yeah, so. Yes, definitely. Yes. What's that? Not yet. Any more questions?
Anybody?
What is best in life, Conan? One of the questions.
These are a little old for the last. Number 3 they have to wait for.
All right, well, we're around, and if you ever want to get a hold of us, I'm Ghost Nomad on Twitter. You can contact me, and I'll relay it back and forth, and we can always entertain anything else. If you find any cool games, definitely let me know because, well, yeah, the one upstairs is they played it last night, and now they're addicted. Yeah. So you did ask about the games Artemis upstairs. These guys took right to it, so.
And also you can find us on
Yeah, they have a blog, theoddbob.com, so they blog there sometimes. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But if you poke them, maybe they'll blog more. Thank you.